everybody. Today you may notice that I'm joined with two lovely people, Sara and Brian from Unsettling Toys, and an array of, it's like, what do you call that, a doll arch behind you? Or
arch bow. a doll bow of terror.
That is a little, that name is terrifying. So are any of those haunted or creepy? Or, I mean, some of them look sort of creepy to me.
Yeah, a lot of them are, I tend to decorate with the creepiest looking of them. So they're not necessarily the ones that have the spookiest stories behind them or the weirdest histories, but they are a lot of the ones that look the most unsettling.
Oh, and hence the name Unsettling Toys, because I don't know if I said that, but your whole site name is Unsettling Toy Removal and Rehoming, which is fascinating. The second I saw that, I get these Google alerts. I saw yours in an article and I read it. I'm like, oh, and it was like within 2 seconds, I'm like, gotta find out, how do I get in contact with them?
For a long name, it's pretty catchy.
Super catchy. Yeah. And then it's just, Unsettling Toys. So, and you're on Instagram and you post. So tell us a little bit, I don't know that much, only what I read in the post, but I get the gist of what you want to do, but you go ahead and sort of, this is exciting.
Well, it was Brian's idea. We both really like creepy, scary stuff, and we both had quite a bit of creepy paraphernalia in our houses. And he said one day, hey, we should make a service that takes really creepy dolls from all the people who don't want them. Because we're always hearing stories about someone who was terrified by something in their house when they were a kid, or everyone's got something creepy in their house that they don't like. And we get them to the people who really like this stuff, because there's a huge community that really wants the spooky, creepy stuff, the things that they may think are haunted or that have a dark history. And so that's what we do. We take stuff from people who don't want that in their house and get it to the people who are like, I want that in my house.
That's awesome. So it's not that necessarily there is, it could just be that they look.
Right. Yeah, I think we don't advertise things as being haunted, because that can mean so many things to so many different people. We have, and things have different energies. When you might see something differently than someone else. So it started off as just I remember when I was a kid, I had this creepy poster thing that my cousin made for me, and if there was a service that could have taken it away from me as a kid, I probably wouldn't be doing this. I'd be less scarred.
But wait, did this kind of, are you guys a couple?
Yes.
Okay, so did this sort of bring you together, or this just was you guys got together and just sort of the idea was born?
The latter. It was the idea was born after some time of being together. And
although the first thing we ever really talked about was Japanese horror films, so
yeah, there's that.
6 of one, half dozen of another. But
yeah.
Oh, so you guys knew right away it was kismet. That's cool. And so, have you had any? So how does it work? I guess do people just contact you? Do they have to pay? Do you have to pay them? How does all of this work? Well, I imagine if you're going to give it to somebody else, that would I would have to buy, right?
There's an adoption fee, but it mostly includes shipping, and then some of what we had to pay to get it. Because when we're contacted by someone, I have a good example right here.
Okay.
A couple of weeks ago, we were contacted by a family in California, and the girl had gotten a doll for Christmas, I think, and she didn't like it. And then she started not sleeping, and then she said she saw it move on its own, and the mom was, trying to be respectful of her daughter's concerns, and put it in the garage, and the nightmares continued, and said the doll's legs are sticking back out of the box, and the mom checked, and they were, and so they contacted us, and I sent them a little bit of money for shipping, and this arrived wrapped in double black plastic bags, and
because black plastic bags, I don't know if you know this, keep all the evil energy inside. I don't know, I just made that up.
But she's kind of a normal looking doll, but apparently she was very unsettling for this family, and apparently the little girl says she saw her moving on her own. This is what I mean by, like, the scariest looking dolls are not necessarily the ones with the weirdest stories. And so as soon as she was gone, as soon as she had been mailed to us, the little girl started sleeping well, felt so much better. The family cleansed the house with holy water, and said that it was okay for me to share their story. But yeah, so we get so for that, like, we'll send some money for shipping if someone has something that they need to get rid of. And then they come to us, and we sort of, check them out and make sure, get to sort of make sure we know their history, see, and then start asking our client base. We'll put them on Instagram after a little bit, or put them on our website.
I think that a big part of it is getting to know the people that we're sending them off to. So we don't have like a normal website where it would be, well, I want 2 quantities of this and 1 quantity of that. In order to buy from us, you have to reach out to us, and we'll communicate, get to know a little bit, and you're kind of part of the family,
Yeah.
That's cool. So you don't, it's you want to trust that they're not gonna do something maybe necessarily bad with or to the dolls.
We have had clients that have asked for our most unsettling toy. There's a lot of people that seek that say that they want a spirit attachment, or say that they want something haunted, or say that they want something dark. One person got one of those and burned it because she was more uncomfortable around it than she expected.
Well, why didn't she send it back to you guys?
I don't know.
Just didn't choose that.
She didn't partake in the warranty we offer.
Yeah, we do offer a warranty that we will accept any of them back, no matter what weirdness is going on. Also, if we remove one and it somehow lands back at their house, then we will re-remove it as well.
Has that ever happened yet?
We have not had to do a re-removal yet, but we have gotten some back that people have adopted and been like, this one is not a fit for our house, we want to pick a different one.
Wow. And was it that they started having anxiety, or they said, oh, this just doesn't match my decor, or you don't know?
Different people sense different energies in different, and I think sometimes they feel like it might not be the right fit for them. They're not getting maybe some person is not getting a read off of one that someone else, felt energy off of. Sometimes people will call and have a psychic or a medium do a phone or Skype reading of an object. We don't work with anyone in particular right now, but people will call in or like Skype in and have people do readings from a distance.
We'll also getting in touch with us after they bought. It's funny, people will collect, it's like they'll have a certain kind of like clown that they like or something like that, and they'll find one on our site, and we'll get pictures of them putting the clown with the other ones to just make sure it's just right. It's just funny. People are great.
And people get very attached to their unsettling toys because they're also unique, because they have a story and they may have some damage or some interesting parts of them. We get pictures every week of people on adventures with their toys. We have one little girl who wanted an Annabelle doll, and her mom said, "No, get something more authentic." And we got pictures of her unsettling toy gallivanting with the elf on the shelf, and I have a picture of her sleeping with it. Like, it's very cute.
It's adorable.
People send us so many pictures of their toys out and about.
Oh, and that little toy behind you is moving. That little bear.
Is it over this way? Now that would be frightening. Just if it comes through the neck, just let me know so I have fair warning.
We should have a safe word.
A safe word. Mistletoe. No. And what about? So, how long have you guys been doing this now?
That's a interesting thing. A little over a year, maybe a year and a half, we started like collecting, and then for my 50th birthday, she surprised me with the website and business cards and stickers. So it wasn't a business until maybe, until that happened. At first, it was just kind of a joke or not a joke, but an idea that we thought was funny, and like, oh, well, that'd be kind of an interesting thing to do. And then when she made the website, it kind of took off. It's been fun.
Yeah, there's been a lot more interest than we anticipated. We thought it would be a very small group of people, and really we've had very diverse interest and a lot of people both adopting and sending toys. We've done some actual in-person removals within the Portland area, but a lot of people send them to us from all over, especially like Ohio and Michigan. We have a lot of clients there.
That is very unusual that you've noticed like a section or a wow.
So I'm not going anywhere near those places.
That's hilarious. And so did you hear, speaking of, I think it went to Minnesota, but I think it was down in Florida. Did you hear about that whole frozen Elsa doll?
Yeah, I did hear about that. It was a while ago, the haunted Elsa. You probably don't know who Elsa is.
Yeah, no.
But no, I think we did see that a while ago.
I was like, oh my gosh, so that would be like if that family, I think he's in Minnesota or Wisconsin or something, but would that have been like if they had contacted you, yeah, send it here, we'll take it?
Yeah, that's actually how we heard about it, is some people sent us the story and was like, sounds like a job for you. But
oh my gosh.
Don't have her, so.
Oh man. And what about right behind Sarah, there's like a doll on the bed. Is that a bed that almost looks like Peggy? Like a Peggy doll? No?
I don't know. Which one?
The blonde.
The blonde.
Right, you read it.
I don't know. I've only seen Peggy once and then, online, but she almost looks like a Peggy doll. Almost. Is she? Whoa. What's her name, though? She looks like something from the 50s, or her outfit does.
Yeah, I think she is from the 50s.
Ryan named her Flora.
Oh.
Here. That's fine. You can peek. My daughter is our
Hi!
Tech support.
Tech support. So does she approve the stuff and say, is she big into dolls also?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, come on in here.
Come on, this will be fun. Hi.
Do you like this stuff?
Yeah, I've gotten a little used to it. Like, oh, there's let's say Cappy or some doll. It's funny. I just like, oh, see that doll? I remember her. Or
You know what she does is the one. Grab that one, Raya.
This one.
Yeah, she hides this thing around the house. Like one morning, I got up and it was sitting on the toilet. One day it was in the refrigerator, kind of bent up. So Raya takes that one and keeps things lively around here. A couple times it's really scared me. You never know where that thing's gonna be.
Oh my gosh! And what's that one's name?
This one is Rose.
Rose. And does she have a certain story or?
No, she's actually one of the ones that we have very little information on. Someone was like, I've got these dolls, they really creep me out. Some people are uncomfortable with the they feel silly being like, I'm afraid of the doll. And so they won't give us a lot of information. They'll be like, I want this gone, but, and I'll be like, oh, can you tell us, did you experience anything creepy? They'll be like, I just want it gone, this, I actually got her from a gentleman, and he did not want to talk about it. So
That's funny because a lot of the guys that I know, actually my producer, when I had this other, it was Haunt John's, but it was on a station. It was like a weekly show. He was like, dolls, nope, 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 no, I'm out. It's amazing. You see it, Sarah?
Got you thinking about it.
And is there any was her name Mariah, your daughter?
Raya.
Oh, Raya.
R-A-Y.
That's pretty. It's like Mariah, but without the Mar. That's pretty, Raya. Does she ever get attached to any of the dolls that you rehome and is like, no, don't find a home for that one?
Do you?
Sometimes I really like some of the dolls. Like I would be a little disappointed if one like I think it might be 3 from the bottom over there. I just find things actually quite pretty, and I would be a little disappointed if
Is that kind of like the Victorian doll with the pretty dress on?
Yeah.
She's pretty. Oh, that is.
You know, the person who really gets attached to him is Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out of here.
I have a tendency to like kind of homemade or kind of sad looking dolls, and I grow very attached to those. So
At first I was like, well, can we add this one to our permanent collection? This one's amazing. And he's like, nope, everything's for sale. And then increasingly he's like, nope, that one's in the permanent collection. Like, hey.
yeah.
That's hilarious. So are the ones on behind you, are the ones all in there, are they permanent collection?
These ones are mostly adoptable. Winston's right by you if you want to show Winston. Right on the floor right there.
Yeah, those are mostly available. This one, you see?
Is he a lion?
He's a lion.
I mean, he's supposed to be.
He's made of leather.
We don't know what kind of leather.
And he's just terrible looking.
He is horrifying. His pupils don't match. Looks.
And his fangs
This
are
is
like.
ones we got though.
Yeah.
Even before we started the business up.
Whoa. And then are those little holes, do you think he used to have like whiskers coming out, or?
I think he had whiskers. Yeah. His nostrils are really strange, like burned holes, you know? Like...
Yeah, it almost looks like, at first when you first held him up, I'm like, is that a dog? And I was like, no, I think it's a lion. But it's unusual.
He's in our permanent collection. We really like him.
Oh, that's so cool. And what about, have you ever had any that you got that you were like, oh, find this one a home ASAP. This just has to go.
Yeah, every clown. Every clown I want gone.
Really?
We are having a sale on clowns.
So that's does it have to do with that poltergeist one?
That was, yeah, I mean, that was, I was pretty young when I saw that, and it leaves a mark.
I agree. I went to stay, my husband and I are from Colorado. We live in Tennessee now, but his, I guess it's his aunt, had a ranch down in Canyon City, Colorado. And so we went to stay there one time. A really beautiful, nice big house. Had our own, suite, basically. But when we get in, she goes, but the clown has to stay in the room. And it was a poltergeisting. And I was like, say what? I don't think I can sleep tonight. Like, I had one eye open the whole night. You better not move. And if there's a thunderstorm, it's out. It's in the hallway.
We have one we call Cappy, who I think is probably just a classic scary looking thing. I mean, all these kind of guys.
Is that a ventriloquist dummy?
Have that, that terrible vacant look and
that's got to be from the 30s or something, right?
Yeah, he's
pretty old.
glorious.
Yeah, he's pretty old. And There was a movie called Magic, I think it was.
Yeah.
When I was very young, with I think Anthony Hopkins was in it.
Yes.
It's the same kind of thing. It's like, oh no, that's not right.
Well, is he permanent collection?
Yeah.
He is permanent collection.
Yeah.
And actually, he's popular with the younger generations because Goosebumps, that old series Goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
Slappy. That's why his name is Cappy. Raya named him. He came without a name. And so he's Cappy, named after Slappy. What?
That's funny.
Yeah.
And
he's muttering, he also has a top hat like Slappy's. So he does have a hat somewhere around here. But he's interesting. We have a clean out company that goes in and helps people like clean out their basements and their attics if they're selling their house or whatever. And they will call us if they find something absolutely horrifying. And that's where he came from. They went in, they were doing a clean out, and they were like, ah! And actually stapled our card to him and sent him straight.
No way. That's awesome. Because I was going to say, how, besides, people finding you, how are you, like, are you guys super, you go around to, what do they call that when you go to?
Oh, like swap meets or whatever.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Well, I think at first, it was safe to go, shopping, pretty much for these. But, with what we're dealing with now with COVID-19, it's definitely put a damper on us getting out to go do these things.
And to go remove them.
Yeah.
Like we don't buy them anymore, really. We get them all in. It's surprising. Like I have an interesting one that we just got last week. We got several from a lady who had inherited just a beautiful set from her aunt. And sometimes we get people asking for objects with positive energy. Not everyone wants something like horribly haunted. And these were just beloved, and you can tell it. They're just full of good energy. Like she has little moving knees, and they're quite old. But sometimes we get ones that people just want, that people are attached to, and they feel may have energies, and it's all positive. And so we have some of those too. And I think it's really neat. It gives us a little bit of diversity there, because most of what we get are things that are frightening,
It's not all doom and gloom with Unsettling Toys.
Yeah.
I love that. And she's actually pretty. Like when you hold her, I'm like, she's really pretty. She's got a cute little bonnet and everything. and rosy cheeks.
And she was inherited, and she was, obviously very important to someone. But there are some cases where it's positive instead of dark.
This is wonderful. I love that, because it is there, and especially where you guys are at, because is it hard to go out, not only with the COVID, but or is that mostly downtown being affected with all the, I want to call it invasion, but.
No, that's a very small part of Portland. It's really only like 2 square blocks.
Yeah, we feel very safe down
there. Yeah, it's really safe. Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. So the news is sort of blowing it up a little bit then, huh?
There are strange things happening here,
and important things.
Yeah.
I mean, strange and important, but
yeah,
we're not under siege.
No, but yeah, like federal agents are here. But yeah, we don't feel unsafe at all.
But it's not like what's that show? Handmaid's Tale, where all of a sudden like your whole world is changing. There, you guys are, life is normal except for that little.
Except for the few.
Oh, that's not bad.
I think Portland the same amount as the rest of the country. Like a lot of things are changing, but I don't think.
Portland's an interesting town because people around here kind of gravitate towards the unique, and I think we're just part of that. There's.
I love it. You're very unique, and one of my cousins lives in Portland. I haven't been yet. She just had a baby through all of this craziness, and everybody's always like, "You got to go." And I think it's. Do you know the Davis Graveyard? Chris Davis and Jeff Davis. They do I think they're in Portland. I'm pretty sure they're Oregon. But they do a big they decorate their house up big and turn it into a graveyard, and they make all of their tombstones and everything.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Oh, I'll have to double check that. She'll kill me if I've got the wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Portland. But it just looks very neat there, and you guys seem to fit like. But you are not just you'll do anywhere.
Yeah, Portland's a great town, and but honestly, most of our business is from other states.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. And so to find you, they can go to unsettlingtoys.com or your Instagram. But if they go there, it has a link to Instagram. Are you on Facebook too?
Yep, we're on Facebook, Instagram, almost never Twitter, very rarely Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's a hard one, huh? I forget about it. I don't mean to. Sorry, Twitter. But I think for the visual aspect, definitely Instagram is.
Sarah takes the most amazing pictures of our.
Oh, that was actually, you brought one up because I had my list, but I was so scattered as you saw trying to get ready. I was going to ask that. How, like, do you have a perfect, because the pictures are great. So that's all you.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Yeah, we just when we get them in, we usually snap a few pictures, often at Brian's house. Brian has a really cool old Victorian house with red walls and wingback chairs, and so it's easy to get good backgrounds there. And yeah, we usually just do photos right when we get them in, and then post every couple of days.
That's awesome. Are you a photographer by trade or just a talent you've...
She's just awesome at it.
I love. And so humble. She's like, I don't know. I just do it.
She only just, it's like just the one picture. That's,
yeah, because they never move.
Yeah.
Oh, but have you? So bringing in this, have you ever seen, or have you ever felt anything different, or had a voice or footsteps or anything like that, or not so much?
Well, I've had a couple things, but I don't think that they were a like a haunty kind of thing, because I live in an old house with hardwood floors. We've got a bunch of different kind of toys that have the what is that?
Wind up.
Yeah, it's like a wind up, right? So I'll be in the living room and one will be on a chair or something, and I'll walk by. I'm kind of a bigger dude, so it'll move a little bit, and you'll just hear a little bit of the song when you walk by.
Oh,
That just unnerves me. Just.
Oh, and speaking.
Box start.
Yeah.
Get out.
Besides that, at least at my house, there hasn't been any
Nothing.
occurrences.
And that brings up another thing. So I was focused on dolls because that's like every time I think of something sort of creepy, I don't know why. But even like you prove, I guess that is a doll. Your Leo, was that his name? The lion?
The
Winston.
lion, Winston.
Winston. Leo, good Lord. Winston, sorry, Winston. But you don't just do dolls. You could do any kind of a toy, right? Even a yo-yo or something, right?
Yeah, we sure could. We don't have any yo-yos, but we certainly have more than.
Oh, you're talking to a yo-yo.
We have a new yo-yo. So, some of these things like this. You see him?
Yeah.
I'm a big Cure fan, and this is very similar to one of the toys that was on one of their albums called Wild Mood Swings, and we found that out just kind of out there in the ether, and we snapped him up.
Oh my! So what's one of the most unusual so far, or have you had an unusual request? Like, can you guys find me?
No, I have an unusual one here. This is Grace.
She looks older.
Yeah, she's got some side eye going on there. Someone inherited her, and she went right into a box as they were cleaning out the house. when they took her out, I think it was a year or so, maybe a couple of years later, they were taking the stuff back out of the boxes that they'd initially packed it in. And Grace and only Grace had what appears to be blood on her. There are spots on her dress that are, I don't know if you can see them, like right here and across the back.
Oh my gosh.
She was the only one. She was the only one in the box that had the spots on her. And we don't know why she has blood on her, but it really does look like blood. I don't know. So she came right to us.
Do they know if she had the blood? Like, had maybe somebody cut themselves and didn't know and put her in, or?
Well, if they did, they didn't know it. You know, like, yeah, she didn't seem to be damaged. Nothing else was damaged going into the box, but coming out, she had blood spots. So that's when they sent her to us.
That's why she's got the side eye. She's like,
right?
Because that's what she's making me do.
This is an example of a homemade toy that I've fallen in love with. King. And he looks sad. You know, he just kind of looks...
all hand stitched, burlap. He's probably one of our oldest toys.
Yeah, he's super old.
Oh my god. Was he on your site on your buttons? Is he one of your stickers or buttons or something?
We don't have Creeperton with us here today, but our mascot, our little logo guy, Creeperton, is a rabbit that I actually found under my friend's son's bed when I was helping her move, and he is handmade, strangely, and he's no one knows where he came from. We asked all the adults in the house and all the kids, and no one knows where he came from or why he was under the bed. And he was right after we'd started talking about building the business, and he just appeared there. And my friend was like, "Nah, take him. We don't want that." And
it's a sign.
Yeah,
he's on Brian's shirt.
Yeah. Can you see?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And would he be considered a homemade toy?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Oh, and so are you guys learning, or did you maybe already know a lot about different toys and years, or how to?
I know absolutely nothing.
Yeah, we started knowing nothing except that some were creepy. We're learning increasingly, like just the different old brands and years and types of toys. And oh, this is weird. There's a certain kind of material. I think it's from the 50s, but dolls can get what's called doll disease, and they sort of start getting melty and they smell kind of like vinegar, right? And it gets real creepy looking, and their eyes get foggy. But I was like, okay, so that can happen. But the thing that's really weird about them, and someone on Instagram actually taught me this, I did not know it, is that it's contagious. Other dolls catch it.
What?
And I was like, oh, right. And I Googled it, and it's completely true. Like the chemical change and the acidity in the air or something, I don't know. But if you see a doll that looks kind of flat and melty with foggy eyes, keep it away from the other ones because they catch doll disease.
And is there a cure?
Nope. Well, there are like some like maybe washes and keeping it in a dry area, or like, and it's a particular type of doll, but you should Google it. It's actually real. There's a contagious disease that dolls give to other dolls.
We immediately put face masks on all new acquisitions and keep them in quarantine for 14 days.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. And I have another question that after the doll disease, the quarantine was funny. Oh, I can't remember it, but this has been, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but this is, because I know I'll get to talk to you again. This is going to drop before they're going to be on also with me and my friends Dee Dee and Sarah for a hot mess. So we're going to get to talk with Sara and Brian again. And we have loads of questions for you. So just so you're prepared. But I want to pose this for National Doll Day because, I mean, perfect picture with that. I mean, look at that. That's, you guys are the best. And I'm so excited you did this. Thank you. Oh, but so people can find you on unsettlingtoys.com, Instagram, Facebook, and then from there, there's links and email to get in touch. you're very easy to get in touch with and super responsive, both of you, to emails. So I know from personal experience, people. So, but am I right? Is that how they find you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, that's absolutely perfect.
Because in case I wasn't saying, say, Courtney, shut up. You're wrong.
No.
Yo. No.
Yep.
Oh, good. Well, thank you so much. And I'll send you, the links, and I will look forward to talking to you in just a couple of weeks again.
All right, Court, this was super fun.
Thank you. I agree. It was, and thanks for Raya letting her come on and showing everything. I love show and tell.
All
So
right.
thank you. Well, have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.